that she had. So her, Kelsey, and Aaliyah Boston, they had something special the second half of the season. And I just look at them as a young, hungry team. Our veteran president with Joanna Bonner, Natasha, and me coming from winning programs who have been around the league for a long time and can help infuse something in that team that can take them far in the playoffs, bruh.
What happens when a two-time WNBA champ spills the unfiltered truth about Caitlin Clark and walks away from a dynasty like the Las Vegas Aces? Sydney Colson just broke her silence, and her honest take on Clark, plus the real reason she bolted to the Indiana Fever, is about to turn heads. Was it Clark's unstoppable rise, a brewing storm in Vegas, or a calculated leap into chaos? This isn't just a roster swap, it's a bombshell that's got the league buzzing, and Colson's not holding back.
So Sydney Colson is obviously a player for the Indiana Fever. Someone signed to be Caitlin Clark's backup, and she is I think going to be a solid player. Genuinely, gonna be a solid player. I don't think
championship experience is a whole new thing, and then coming off the bench, backing up Caitlin Clark, helping her with little things, just the knowledge that she's going to be able to give Caitlin Clark is going to be absolutely fantastic. But why did she leave the Aces? Well, if you see some of these stats and some of this information I'm gonna put out, you can be like, you're gonna understand why it was time for her to go.
Let's set the scene. Last season, the Indiana Fever were a mess, stumbling out of the gate, dropping balls, and looking like they'd RSVP'd to the wrong party. Fans gave them a pass, sure, but it was more pity than praise. Then, halfway through 2024, something clicked. Caitlin Clark started draining shots, Kelsey Mitchell turned into a scoring machine, and Aaliyah Boston became a fortress. From laughingstock to playoff bound, their first postseason since 2016. This wasn't just a fluke, it was a wake-up call. Colson saw it too, and what she said about it later, pure gold.
It was only a matter of time before Sydney Colson got to rubbing her hands together like Birdman to tell it all, dog. And that's exactly what she did in a recent interview. Now, we know Sydney Colson came over to the Fever from the Las Vegas Aces. Now,
before we get to that, let's talk about what she left behind. Colson wasn't just a spare part with the Aces. She was a vibe, a clutch performer, a two-time champ who brought heat when it mattered. Her stat line's modest, 2.8 points, 1.6 assist career averages, but her mark? Massive. Rewind to the 2023 finals, Game 4. Aces up by a thread, and Colson's defense slams the door shut. Rings in 2022 and 2023, plus her off-court antics, layup dances, teammate roasts, made her a Vegas icon. So when she exposed her honest opinion on Clark and ditched that winning machine, jaws dropped. Why leave a sure thing? Hang tight, because she's about to tell us.
In the reveal, I am very excited for this new opportunity with Indiana. I know several players and coaches from the Fever, and I trust what I know about them, Colson said. I'm excited to be a part of the vision that the staff has for this team, and I'm ready to get to work.
February 2025 hits, and boom, the Fever snag Colson. She's not shy about why. I'm excited for Indiana. I trust their vision, and I know the players and coaches. But then she gets real about Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom everyone's watching. It'll be scary seeing her up close day to day, Colson said, grinning like she's already picturing the chaos. She's not just here to back up Clark, she's here to mold her, to hand over championship know-how, add Natasha Howard, Dewana Bonner, and Sophie Cunningham to the mix, and Indiana's not playing around. Colson's take? This team's about to be a problem, and she's all in.
She said it's a much easier transition now they have a year under their belts together, which would be scary. I'll be interested to be up close and personal with Caitlin and see what it's like day to day. And yeah, like that's the thing where it's like this team goes where Caitlin goes. Like I think everyone kind of knows that, where it's like even last year with the team, when Caitlin didn't play well, they only beat the dream.
So why walk away from the Aces? She could have stayed, stacked more titles, and chilled in Vegas glory, but Colson exposed the truth. My time there was wonderful, but I felt God pulling me elsewhere. That's the polite version. Dig deeper and the cracks show. The Aces 2024 season crashed. No three-peat, just regrets. Aja Wilson let it slip. We didn't have it from the start. Locker room vibes off, tension brewing. Colson's too classy to air it all out, but her exit screams she wanted more than a dynasty on autopilot. Sometimes you've got to step out, even if it's uncomfortable, she hinted. Was she tired of coasting or dodging a bigger mess? She's letting us connect the dots.
For a ring, bro. It was just an exciting opportunity. My time with the Aces was wonderful, and we created history in a lot of ways. And they'll always be my Aces family, and I'll miss those fans and everything. But I felt God was leading me in another direction, and sometimes stuff can feel uncomfortable, but you not necessarily feeling like you're ready to take a step back. But I think that's usually when you need to. So that was what I needed to do. Now that was Sydney Colson, man.
Vegas fans didn't take it lightly. The second she signed with Indiana, Ace's Twitter erupted. Traitor! How dare she? Like she torched the arena on her way out. The fever piling on Howard, Bonner, and Colson only made it worse. Indiana's not rebuilding, they're reloading. Wilson's cryptic "we had some things going on" fueled the fire. Was Colson the spark that kept them together, or the first to jump ship when it frayed? Theories are flying. Some say she split a crumbling squad, others think she just outgrew it. Either way, Fever fans are loving the drama, and Colson's over here, cool as ever, ready to spill more truth on the court.
Get Sid! They went up and snatched Sid Colson from the Aces. She is 100% vibes. She is 100% going to be a backup for Caitlin. It's going to be fantastic. Backup for Kelsey. Like, she is a great addition to this backcourt. She has senior leadership. She has championship experience. She is the most fun ever.
Indiana's got a plan, and it's lethal. Coach Stephanie White saw last year's playoff run and went all in. Colson's not just a bench piece. She's the vet who's been to the top, now schooling Clark on the grind. This team's different, she said, dead serious. People don't get it yet. With Bonner hyping Clark, she'll help me too, and Howard anchoring the paint, the Fever aren't the league's punching bag anymore. They spent years as the easy win on schedules. Now, Colson's grinning like she knows they're about to flip that script hard. Her honest opinion on Clark seals it. Where she goes, we go. That's not hype. That's a warning.
Hopefully y'all remember how fantastic Sydney Colson was in the 2023 WNBA Finals. That's what Sydney Colson can offer. Yes, Sydney Colson did not play a lot of minutes with the Aces, but she could have. The thing that I love about Sydney Colson is that she's all fun and games. She's all silly. She's all enjoying her time. She's a boatload of fun. That is the life of the party right there. But when it comes to playing, when it comes to locking in and getting all set for the game, Sydney Colson's all business. Yeah, she could be silly and whatnot, but when she step on that court, she's business, right? Inside those lines, she is all about her goal, which her goal is to play some really good defense and take care of the ball. And that's what she does. And that's exactly why the Indiana Fever has signed Sydney Colson. Because yes, she is a great locker room fit, but also when you talk about someone who can play defense, that's something that the Indiana Fever...
What's coming next is straight up wild. Clark stepping into year 2 with the hype of a rock star and the target of a bullseye. But Colson's not phased. She's seen the WNBA's brutality and knows Clark won't get a free pass. It's tighter, meaner here. She's basically saying, ready to show her the ropes. With Colson's defense, Bonner's buckets, and Howard's grit, Clark's set to evolve from rookie hype to league terror. It's gonna be scary, Colson repeated, and you can feel the excitement in her voice. The Fever aren't just chasing wins, they're hunting respect, and Colson's honest take on Clark's potential is the battle cry.
The Fever better get a ring with this because Sydney Colson is a 2-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So the pickup of...
Here's where it gets crazy. Colson didn't just leave. She rewrote the game. The Aces still have Wilson, still have chops, but that invincible aura, it's fading. Meanwhile, the Fever are stacking weapons, and Colson's exposing the truth. Clark's got the keys, and this squad's ready to ride. If they click, if Clark levels up, the WNBA might have a new bully on the block. So what do you think? Did Colson spill the real tea on why she left, or is there more she's not saying? Smash that like button if you're Team Fever, drop a comment with your hot takes, and subscribe. We're breaking down every move in this league, and you won't want to miss what's next.